Hello, everybody, and welcome to our social media strategies for caterers webinar. We are so happy to have you guys here. We're going to really just shoot some ideas at you guys to help maximize your social strategies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Natalia. I'm the marketing manager here at TPP, and I am joined with the amazing.
I am Kayla, and I am our marketing specialist here at TPP.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and dive right in. And Kayla, you take it away.
Awesome. So first off, just to kick us off, so the goals of this webinar. So we're going to try to teach you how to leverage social media features that will maximize engagement and visibility. We're also going to share how small tweaks, things like tagging, collaborator posts, location features, can increase your exposure and attract more bookings. And then we're also going to go over affordable cameras and drone options that can help you capture images of high quality food and event content. Oh. So when talking about leveraging social media features, tagging is one feature that can be used to increase your visibility. So basically, when you're on Instagram, tagging is when you mention or you directly tag someone. So this can be a person, a business, and you basically at them right on your Instagram story or in your Instagram post. So basically, when you're tagging somebody else or a different business, they automatically get notified right away. So there is your first view automatically. And then they often reshare content that could be seen to their audience as well. So now you're involving a second audience, which is awesome. You can also boost your engagement. So this encourages more likes, shares, comments, because you're seeing two actual communities seeing the post. So everyone that's friends with you is seeing it, and then that second audience is also being exposed to it. You're also building relationships. So when you are regularly tagging the same venues or planners or florists, they're also thankful that they're getting this exposure as well. So it really strengthens the communication and the relationships.
Awesome.
So when it comes to tagging, there are a few best practices. So the first one, you can start with tagging wedding couples, of course, with their permission, of sneak peeks of their wedding menu. You could also tag the venue in stories and posts if you are there, and then they will often reshare that content as well. You can mention other vendors. So if there are DJs and florists and photographers or anybody else in the venue who you could be working with, you can tag them as well. And then engaging with tagged content. So comment on posts where you're tagged, like posts where you're tagged, just giving that interaction a two-way go. All right, so our second topic when it comes to leveraging social media features is collaborator posts. And this can be done on Instagram and on Facebook. And basically, a collaborator post is when you are inviting a second person to do a joint post with you. So basically, you're starting a post and you're inviting them, so it will show up on both of your profiles as a post for the both of you. So why use these collaborator posts? So it doubles your audience. So your content is shown both to your followers and your collaborators' followers as if it was both of your posts. This also saves time. You don't need to post separately to get exposure. You're both getting the exact same exposure at the same time with one post. And then it's also an authenticity boost. So brides and planners who are posting together, you make it look more credible. You can see exactly who they're working with. And then some best practices that you could use are after a wedding, asking the bride or groom, would you like to co-share a wedding food recap? This will allow it to be posted for them and for you. When working with an event planner, co-post a behind the scenes video. This is great type of content. And then if a venue shares your dishes, request a collaborator post to be tagged in them too. All right, so the last feature when it comes to leveraging social media posts is location tags to attract local clients. So basically, when you're using a geotag, you are adding a physical location to your post or your stories that people can click on and see. So when it comes to tagging, your tag will appear in location searches. So if anybody is going on Facebook or Instagram and doing a search that says catering in Arizona, you will pop up if you have an Arizona location tagged. Venues often browse their tagged content as well, so it is great to tag them, and they may reshare your post. And it's also great for SEO. So for Instagram and Facebook locations, it is best practice to always use a tag if possible. And then when it comes to the other best practices, tagging in a high-end wedding venue can get you noticed by couples, especially if those are popping up when in the search. Using multiple location tags in stories, both the city and the specific venue, and then using a branded venue hashtag to show up in search results. So this will help when they are searching that hashtag, you will automatically pop
Love it. Remember to get creative with those hashtags, everybody, because that's the fun part that couples really enjoy.
up.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna move on to some on the tech side of things. We have some camera recommendations for you guys to try out. I have personally used both of these cameras, and they are fantastic. The Canon one is great for beginners. It is under $500, which is a fantastic deal. Highly recommend going to Costco or Best Buy to get this one. You can also get it on Amazon. But this is a very, very accessible camera, especially for caterers. It can shoot high quality still images, and you can interchange the lenses if need be, but the standard lens that does come with it is really, really great. It zooms in well. You have that kind of density built with the blurred background if you need to. So fantastic, 10 out of 10 recommend. The Sony Alpha is great for maybe a more high intensity event. So if there's a lot of people moving and you're not necessarily just getting food, you're getting content of people enjoying the food and really resonating with the menus and things. That's maybe where you want to transition to the Sony, simply because it has a more action shot kind of background built into the camera settings, and great for low light as well. And on the bottom left, you guys can actually see some a little bit higher budget cameras. Again, Canon, Sony, Nikon, and Canons, they're all great, but the ones that are listed on the right are perfect for beginners. And it really takes what Kayla has been talking about with geotagging and posting to the next level, because people will want to be a collaborator when you have higher quality images. Drones. Now, I know you're probably thinking, as a caterer, why the heck do I need a drone? Well, drones really, really help, especially when they're under $100, to give a bigger image and a bigger imagination to the people that you're advertising your menus to. What that means is, if you have a social catering event, like for a wedding, for example, and there's a beautiful tent that has the ability for you to fly a drone through the tent and get all the, new buffets that you guys have out, or just decor, rentals, that might be new this season. A drone can do that in a way that a Sony or a Canon camera simply cannot, because there's movement. I think something that we realize, for 2025, that is a huge trend, is movement, whether it's graphics or, on your website or just videos in general. It is much more appealing for people to have kind of that flow, that movement within their content. And so that's why we would recommend trying a drone. And again, under $100, that's not too bad. If a high quality camera and a drone are just not your cup of tea, we can definitely teach you how to optimize your iPhone settings, so that you can get those HD images without necessarily having to make a big tech purchase. So we have step one, which is you go to settings and camera and record video framing. You're going to click on the 4K at 60 FPS for the smoothest high quality footage. And you should always have, for step three, the HDR enabled. Usually on an iPhone, the HDR auto enables. If you're holding your phone super straight and there's not a lot of movement with it, it should automatically enable on your phone, but this is just how you do it in case it's not auto enabled. Portrait mode, fantastic if you want to have a highlight. Let's say you have a new hors d'oeuvre that you guys are featuring, and you want to make sure that hors d'oeuvre is the star of the show. Portrait mode would be great for that, because it blurs the background and really, again, adds that density to the image. And then if you are really want to take your images to the next level, you can turn on grid mode, which essentially is I think it's like 5 or 6 lines that turn on your phone, and it just allows you to make sure that everything's centered. Essentially, it's a level for my handy people out there. It's just a level. It just makes sure that your content is centered and everything looks good to go. So we're going to move on to some best practices. So like Keela had mentioned, being collaborator on Instagram is huge, tagging those venues, and giving the clients the opportunity to reshare is huge. Remember, as a caterer, you have these clients who are investing most likely thousands of dollars into this event. They want to show it off, right? So you want to just give those opportunities to those clients to show it off and show off your work because it is so amazing. So just keep that top of mind. Natural lighting is fantastic. I think Kayla and I are partial. We love natural lighting, but a ring light is also fantastic. If you have like a darker or dimmer space that you are catering or presenting in, you can also use reels like we talked about with the movement. Video is just almost going to be the standard, specifically for 2025, moving into 2026. Static posts are great, but people want that movement. They want to be quickly captured, and video does that. Behind the scenes, have some fun behind the scenes, shoots with your staff, whether it's in the kitchen or in the walk-in. Have some fun with it. Make sure that your staff is also part of this procedure because they're the ones that are working really, really hard to get all these beautiful presented meals out there. Show them off as well, right? And then humor, I think that's the biggest thing is ask a question or include humor. Caterers specifically for our demographic, um, we know they love humor. You guys are all fantastic. You're all funny. Your clients will love it too. So add a little humor there, be self-aware, it's okay to kind of, show a never seen behind the scenes look of what your kitchen actually looks like after a after a long social catering day. But we highly recommend including humor. Awesome. So our key takeaways is, as Kayla had mentioned, use tags, collaborators, geotagging to expand your reach and audiences. Invest in some affordable cameras or drone for that higher quality content. And then optimize your iPhone settings. I think, again, these little things make such a big impact. The first thing usually that people do now, rather than go to your website, they go to your social media. I think that was not the case 5 years ago. Everybody kind of went to their website first. Now they vet you through your social platforms before they even fill out the form on your website that they're interested in your services. So that's the front line. The front line has to be polished and poised, and this is how you do it. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Feel free to scan that QR code to take you to Total Party Planner, which has sponsored this webinar. And thank you, Kayla, for all of your amazing insights.
Thank you for having me. I hope people can learn a lot from this.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great day.